This is the Shaver Prep Football Podcast, episode 31, season 2, presented by Aquarius Home Services and brought to you by Truestone Financial, 612 Quarterbacks, Pizza Barn, and powered by 10K Construction. Week 3 of the Minnesota high school football season saw a couple of big wins. Eden Prairie clobbered Edina 40-19 in Class 6A, and Mankato East beat Mankato West 28-7 in a big win in that crosstown rivalry. Our Talk North Walk the Talk winner this week is Hermantown junior running back Martin Sleen. 23 carries, 308 yards, and 3 touchdowns in a 42-22 win over Duluth East. The Waseca Blue Jays got an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from Deron Russell, their star player, in a big win over Fairmont. Waseca beat Fairmont 21-14 in a battle of unbeatens in Class 3A, and the future NDSU football player is my first guest. Deron Russell is one of the top defensive backs in the state of Minnesota, heading to NDSU on scholarship to play college football at the next level. He joins me now. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Multi-sport athlete, really good in basketball. I see a lot of social videos of you playing basketball. How do the two sports complement each other? And how does basketball help you be a better defensive back in football?
I think first things first, like playing defensive basketball, you got to move your feet, quick, guard a lot of fast guards and AAU and stuff like that. So It definitely helps me. And then in football, like being aggressive, just helps my defense in basketball a lot. Very aggressive, all up in people's grills, stuff like that.
What makes you, Deron, a great defensive back? What would you say are the qualities that you have that make you a good D-back?
I think the biggest thing is probably my ball skills. I can go get the ball. And then like my length, I got long arms, long legs. So, that's probably the biggest thing, ball skills.
Do you see tough competition at the receiver level in the class of football you play?
Not as much, but there's a couple receivers I played during the year that are actually pretty good.
Yeah. Do you play on the offensive side too, or are you just strictly defense?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you play on offense?
Receiver.
Play receiver. Which do you like more?
DB. But I do love receivers.
Yeah, you do, because you want the ball in your hands, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Come on. It's nothing better than scoring a touchdown off a receiving end, right? You play at Waseca. Brad Wendland, I've known Brad a long time. He's an outstanding football coach, outstanding person. Talk about your relationship with him. How has he helped you become a better football player?
Oh, man. I mean, he just every day gives me the confidence to do whatever I want. He trusted in me as a freshman to play on his varsity football team, which meant a lot to me personally. And then every day, he's texting us, trying to figure out plays. Football season just ended. The next week, he's already texting us. You guys think this will work next year? You think that'll work next year? So, I mean, he loves football. He loves football. And, you can just tell. You
gotta love that trust, right? That the coach is going to ask you for a lot of times in high school, coaches don't ask their players for opinions, but he's asking you what you think. Do you respond back? I mean, do you give him?
Yeah. We always, we have that relationship where, I can help him out. He can help me out. Yeah. Stuff like that. So
you decide to play college football next year at NDSU. Why? What's it about NDSU that you said, that's the place?
I think it's mainly the coaches. I mean, Coach Will, he's by far probably the best coach during that whole recruiting process that I ever met. He's texting me every day, sending me pictures of NFL locker rooms, like, this is going to be you one day, stuff like that. And that just, gives me a lot of confidence that, okay, like, he really trusts me. He even wants to come train with me a little bit, stuff like that, like just showing that effort.
So what do they tell you that you're at a certain height and weight now? What do they hope you will play at when you get to the next level?
Corner.
Okay. So what are you right now? 6 foot 170, 75?
6 foot 1, about 175.
Okay. So is that the ideal height weight for you at the next level, or is that different?
The height, the height's good.
Sure.
Weight, I would probably say 185.
Good weight
One
for
that,
you to play football,
yeah,
do you think, without
yeah,
losing the speed?
yeah. That's probably what I would be at and play my best, the most comfortable.
As you head into your senior year, how important is it to have that decision out of the way so that you don't have to think about it? You can enjoy this. Um, is that turned out to be a
Yeah,
big deal for you?
yeah. No, it's huge. It
Yeah,
just lifts that weight off your shoulders. You can just go ball and play free. You know,
yeah.
so
Your older brother, if I have this right, is it Demarius?
Demarius.
Demarius
Yep.
at Washington State
Yep.
to play football.
Yep.
So do you guys stay in touch? Does he kind of give
Oh
you
yeah.
an idea what college football is like? Do you
Yeah.
have a lot of questions that he can answer for you right now?
Oh yeah. I text him about every day, asking him how was practice. He texts me, we did this today. This is so much different than what we did at Waseca. Oh, I got a pick today, like stuff like that.
So
Just
does he kind of give you a heads up of what that experience is like?
yeah, for sure.
Even off the field, kind of what
Yeah,
to expect. Okay.
yeah, for sure. And he's a lot of help. And my older brother, my older brother, Savion, he played at SDSU
Okay.
for 6 years. So he definitely taught me and Demarius a lot before going into it. So we've had a lot of help.
So you've had a lot of competition inside your household.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that been like, and how did that prepare you for where you are right now?
I mean, I think that's probably the biggest thing for me is why I'm so successful, like, in today's day. I mean, when we were 6 years old, we're playing knee football in the basement, trucking Savion, just stuff like that. Like, it was just competitiveness through my whole life. And
Sure.
I think that built me to be the person I am today.
Were they just beating the snot out of you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because you were the youngest?
Oh, yeah. I always got it the worst, but,
But it makes you better, right? Makes you tougher.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Tell me about growing up in Waseca, in a community that loves their sports, all sports, but especially football. What is football Friday nights like at Waseca?
It's different here. I'm not gonna it's a pretty small town, but I mean, they love sports. They love sports. Friday night, stands are packed. Almost every game too. Like, it doesn't matter if we're playing the worst team in our section, the best team.
Yeah.
It's stacked every single game. And that just shows how much they care about, us as a football team and even other sports too.
And it's got to make you feel good as a player. It makes the experience special, right?
100%. Like, even the state championship that we just played in. I mean, there probably wasn't one seat open, and that it made the game so much better just because of that.
Yeah. So last question, you've probably grown up with all these guys that you played with, right? This is your last go around together.
Yeah.
Do you take some time here to kind of savor all that? Because it goes by so fast, right?
Yeah.
It just does. It just goes by fast. Do you take the time to kind of look around?
For sure. I mean, we've had practice like the last 2 days, and I'm just taking it day by day and soaking it all in. Like, it's my last Blue Jay Blitz camp. Just little things like that you'll miss, but in the moment you don't really think you'll miss that much.
As you lay awake at night and you think about the next level, what keeps you awake? What gets you excited about playing at NDSU? What worries you at all about playing there?
I'm just excited about everything, honestly. Just to get that first snap and I don't know, like, as soon as I committed to NDSU, the next day I was thinking about, I just want to go. I just want to go play right now. Like, I don't really have any worries. Like, I think the coaches will give me the confidence that I need, and I'll trust myself enough to, go make plays.
Well, I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for doing this. We'll keep an eye out for you throughout this final season for you at Waseca. It should be great. Thanks for doing this.
Sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Thank you.
Let's look at your fall water checklist. If you check yes to orange rust stains, smelly water, and that funny taste, then you should get a new Kinetical water treatment system from Aquarius Home Services. Then check yes to worry-free drinking water, spotless dishes, and softer laundry. Get a free water analysis plus 36-month zero financing based on credit approval. Visit AquariusHomeservices.com today. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended. I had a chance to do a very fun interview with two former Minnesota high school football stars, Billy Turner out of Mounds View and Beau Allen out of Minnetonka. Two real characters of the game who played hard, had fun, and have plenty to say. Well, this is a treat because I get a chance to speak with two former Minnesota high school football players, great players that had careers in the NFL and are now out living the real life, as it were, with their careers over. Billy Turner, of course, played at Mounds View High School for the great Jim Galvin, and Beau Allen, who played for Dave Nelson at Minnetonka. Thanks for being here. You guys are both like shells of yourselves.
I think I still got some snaps in me. What about you, Billy?
You know what? You can't be big forever. You can be, but I choose not to.
I find it so amazing how linemen offensively, and I think of Matt Burke, who lost all that weight. I know you kind of had a contest with Jason Kelsey.
Which I won, by the way.
Which you won.
Yeah, just so everyone knows. I won that.
But you guys set out to have a contest to lose weight.
Yeah, I mean, Billy said it, you can't be big forever. I was, between 325 and 340 pounds when I was playing, and you don't see a lot of 340-pound 70-year-olds, you know what I mean? So you just want to lose that weight, get your joints to feel a little bit better. And the thing I've noticed too is like you just have so much more energy. Like, you know how it is with football. You're at practice all day and you're at meetings, you get home and you're kind of like, I'm usually off my feet. Like I'm watching shows or doing whatever and going to bed. But when you lose all that weight, you just have so much more energy. You can go do things and
going on walks.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
So how much weight did you lose?
In this last little in my competition with Kelsey, I actually gained weight, which is kind of funny. We did a body like recomposition. So it was mostly based off body fat. DEXA scan. I'm sure you've done a ton, Billy. It's like a very accurate body fat measurement. And so they also do like bone density and lean mass. So what we did is you get 2 points for each body fat percentage you lose, and then 1 point for a pound of lean mass gain. And I ended up gaining 6 pounds of lean mass and like lost, a couple pounds of fat. So I actually gained weight. But long answer to your question here, Randy. Since I was playing, like I'm like 285 now, so I've lost around 50 to 60 pounds.
Is that kind of your life weight at this point?
I'm trying to get under 280. It's tough. I'm pretty dense, physically and intellectually, but we'll see. Like I'd like to try to be like 265 maybe, but I just got to break through the 280 pound set point, and we'll get there eventually.
How about for you? Because you were 315 when you played?
My heaviest was like 325, 324 around there, but that was my rookie year, and then I broke my foot, lost a little weight. They left me listed for the entirety of my career at 310, but in all actuality, the last probably 6-7 years of my career, I played at like 285, 290.
Okay.
That's probably the start of the season though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. The lowest I've been, I had knee surgery like 6 weeks ago, and I was 255 on the scale, and I haven't been on the scale since.
But that feels good. That's a weight you can live your life with.
It feels great. The problem is I don't know where my level out is. I feel like I'm around it right now. So it's probably between 250 and 270, and that's a big range, right? But if I
that's just a weekend,
right? 10 pounds in a day is the norm.
Restaurant week in Minneapolis.
Somewhere in there. As long as I feel better than I did. There's always pains waking up in the morning, but if there's just a few less in the morning, then I think I'm doing it right.
All right, so let's just explain to everybody. Billy played college football at NDSU. Two-time All-American, won 3 national championships, drafted by Miami, played for Baltimore, Denver, Green Bay, the Jets. Solid career. Beau goes to Wisconsin, plays for the Badgers, drafted by the Eagles, win a Super Bowl in 2018, also played for Tampa and the Patriots. I have a picture of you and I because the Super Bowl was played at US Bank Stadium.
Sure
You
was.
beat the New England Patriots. That just had to have been like the ultimate for
Epic.
you. Epic.
Yeah, it was great for me. I mean, I loved it. It was awesome. It was one of those things where, you know, they released the Super Bowl location, and as a player, like, you're kind of like, oh, all right, like, anyway, I got to worry about camp, and it's cool, but it's kind of in the back of your mind. You're like, okay, so I got to go to Houston to sell these tickets I get or whatever. You can't really ever count on like being in the Super Bowl. And, you know, we ended up having a great team that year. I think that was a little bit of a surprise to some. And then as we're getting, you know, I remember at one point, I think we were like 8 or 9-0 or something. And we had a bye week that was a little bit later in the season. And that's when I started thinking like, oh, this could really work out well, but you don't really want to say it out loud, you know? And
you don't want to jinx it.
yeah, I'm in a group chat with all my buddies from high school, and they're kind of saying something, but you guys better not say a single word about this. But yeah, no, it was great. And I think the coolest thing is just have so many friends and family in attendance for that. My immediate family was all there. And then my uncle, God bless him, got a bunch of tickets for cousins. And I was able to finagle my way into some more for some high school friends. And awesome. I think I had like 25 or 30 people there.
What a great experience.
Yeah, it was cool. And then my folks got to come down on the field after the game.
Yep.
And, you know, barely remember that because it was just so emotional, such a blur.
Right.
But yeah, that was a fun time. That was cool.
Yeah. You have kind of an interesting path for you because your dad, I was actually working at CARE when your dad was drafted in 1983 and with the Vikings. I'm sure you lived here in Minnesota, but you ended up playing in Green Bay. So what was that like? I read a quote from Jim Galvin, who was quoted in some article like, this is a hard one for us to kind of work around because we're all Viking fans. But what was that experience like to play for the Pack?
You know, I was not a Packer fan growing up. If I was any kind of fan, it was a Vikings fan. And a lot of people don't know or realize that although my dad was drafted by the Vikings, he was on the Packers roster for one of those years.
Yes, he was
as well. So again, mixed emotions, but growing up in Minnesota and seeing, you know, the fanatics that are Green Bay Packer fans, and a lot of those games in the 90s into the 2000s, you know, there was a lot of great Packer teams. There's a lot of great Viking teams too, but the Packers were able to get over the hump a few of those times, right? The Vikings were not.
Yeah.
And listening to Packer fans being from here, it was annoying. It was nothing I wanted to be a part of, right? So
I was a Packer fan growing up. Just
That's why you ended up in
like,
Wisconsin.
So fast forward, I get the opportunity to play there, sign the contract, get there, and it was almost instantaneously that it all made sense.
Yeah.
It was very much so figured out, and I 110% understood, why those people bleed green and gold.
Yeah.
It's just so very obvious and apparent, and it took me in a roundabout way to become a Packer fan, obviously playing for them, but it is what it is.
It's a unique experience.
It's very unique.
There's nothing else going on in like Green Bay.
That's right.
It's
like playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes. There's nothing going on.
That's it.
That's the show. Right?
I mean, you should have seen. I was out. The draft was hosted in Green Bay this year, and I was out there, and I was shocked.
I saw you.
It was raining. It was the second night. There was 200,000 people there, and I I was like, "This is incredible."
People love football.
Yeah. And then I look out in the audience. My aunt is right there. I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense. that tracks."
That makes sense.
There we go.
All right, let's talk high school football. I'll start with you. You play for Mounds View. You play for Jim Galvin. 26-8. You guys go to the state playoffs a couple of times. What was it like playing for him, and how would you characterize your high school experience at Mounds View?
My high school experience was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun. One of my, not to compare it exquisitely to this at all. I need to say that, but one of my favorite movies is Dazed and Confused. And I love it because of just watching high school kids just live, in the glory days and just having fun. And there were very fitting moments throughout my high school career where I had a lot of fun. I was able to go out and play the sport that I loved. I was able to connect with a lot of close friends who I still have to this day. And we were able to win football games. And I presented myself with the opportunity to make it to the next level, to chase my dream. And, obviously a lot of kids have that as a goal or a dream, in the forefront of their mind, and being able to kind of live through that experience and accomplish that, it was phenomenal. We had some good players, but we also had a lot of coaches that were very down to earth. They weren't going to dog cuss you out and push you to the max. They understood where we were at as high school aged athletes, and it made kind of a very welcoming environment for us at that moment in time. So it was a great career. Yeah.
So you are on the Minnetonka Wall of Fame. I was just out there when Dave Nelson's
got that on my resume.
when Dave Nelson's banner was unfurled. What was it like playing for Dave? Because he's an icon here in Minnesota.
Yep.
And I can't imagine that you, for 4 years, because you played for him for 4 years, that you could have picked a better guy to play for.
No, I mean, I love Coach Nelson. He's still really close with my family, and like he does a weekly Bible study with my dad. That's the kind of guy he is. Yep. And exactly kind of what BT was just saying. He's not a guy who's going to really cuss you out. He leads through example. And now Greg Clough, who was the defensive coordinator when I was there, he's on the other end of the spectrum.
I know him, yes.
Yeah, but no, a great staff, and had a ton of coaches in my time in Minnetonka. Shoemaker, I think he's at Waseca now. A lot of guys I keep in touch with. But no, Coach Nelson is an incredible guy. He's a legend in Minnesota athletics for a reason. And you really can't say enough about him. The guy you see every day is, the guy he is every day. And it sounds really simple, but it's kind of a tough thing to do.
Last thing before we go, you guys have had this incredible football journey, both of you. Give some advice to a high school football player that's sitting out there right now. They want to be like you. They want to have that opportunity. What should they be thinking about right now? What should they be working on? And everybody trains. I get all that. I'm talking about there's intangibles there. What would you say, Billy?
The two things I would say, you can relate them to football if you want to, but they're much more, in my opinion, life lessons. Cut it loose at every moment in time. If you're out on the field, if you're studying, if you're with your friends, by all means, cut it loose and always give maximum effort. But also on top of that, be a good person. The thing that I'm learning now into retirement, based on everything that I've gone through in my journey, is that the networking, the people that you meet at every phase of life, at every different level of play, are people that you're going to go back on, you're going to circle back to, whether you think you're going to or not. And those are people that you're going to want to know, you're going to want to have conversations with, whether you can do them a favor or they can do you one. It's very, very crucial and important to growing and just adulthood. So cut it loose and be a good person.
How about for you?
It's a tough act to follow. I mean, that's great advice. Along the lines of like cut it loose, is enjoy it. It goes by fast. You guys are gonna blink and you'll be two washed up former athletes like me and Billy. So enjoy it. I mean, a lot of people ask me like, what do I need to do to get to the next level? Or parents will ask me about their 12-year-old kid, be like, how do I get him drafted?
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, like make sure they love the sport. That's a big thing. So if you love it, enjoy it and enjoy it regardless. But the other thing too is I played a bunch of sports in high school, and that's a big piece of advice I have branch out. Like you see so much specialization these days, and it's enjoy it. Play basketball, play hockey, play lacrosse.
Love a multi-sport.
That is one thing that's great about football players, though. You can't specialize in it, but most football players do play other things. Yep. And then those other things help them be better football
I
players.
agree. Yeah, a good athlete is going to be a good athlete,
Yeah.
whether it's on the court or on the field or on the ice. So yeah, enjoy it and just play as much high school sports as you can, not just football. Branch out a little bit.
I appreciate it. It's good to see you, Beau.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Great to see
Pleasure.
you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You bet.
It's really
Thanks.
cool.
We'll be right back. 10K Construction is your one stop for all your general contracting needs, whether interior, exterior, residential, commercial, or multifamily properties. They build relationships with their clients, and that's how they've grown their business through referrals. Plus, they are teaming up with LP SmartSide to become Minnesota's premier siding installer. And they're also partnering with IKO Shingles as well. They've got the best of the best to do the job right. 10K Construction covers both Minnesota and Wisconsin. Now, the rumor is they charge a little extra because it's Packer land. I'm not sure about that, but what I am sure about, 10K Construction is the company you want handling all of your general contracting needs. Go to 10kconstruction.com for details. All right, let's talk quarterbacks with the man in charge of teaching and improving the quarterback play in Minnesota, Quinn Frisell from 612 Quarterbacks. This is an organization that you started during COVID, and it's taken off. I mean, you see it everywhere. I see it on social everywhere. Tell us a little bit about just your decision to start this company and kind of its growth to this point.
Yeah. When I created 612 Quarterbacks, it was in the heart of COVID. It was an interesting time to do anything.
Yeah.
I was going to be a college football coach. I tried that route during COVID, was a graduate assistant at the University of Dubuque. Found out that my passion playing the position was within the quarterback position. I wasn't huge into X's and O's during my time there. I felt like I really like to watch kids get better, like to see those aha moments, and specifically with quarterbacks. So kind of filling the void with the lack of offseason opportunities for quarterbacks in the state of Minnesota. I saw there was a way to fill that gap by offering offseason quarterback training outside of the 3-month season that's already really short in Minnesota, that the players are with their teams and their coaches. So by building great relationships with, I feel like, coaching staffs around the state, different families and quarterbacks, starting from the ground up, really just taking one or two of them to get them to believe in what we do, how we do it. From there, the word of mouth, just like I said, through relationships with the coaches, with the players. I feel like we've done a great job at doing it the right way. Keeping the main thing. There's a lot of, I feel like, there's a lot of backlash with it because guys are working with people outside of their programs in the off season, which it all goes back to relationships. I feel like we've done a good job at getting to know coaching staffs and making sure that they're on the same page as with what we're doing with their athletes in the off season, which has obviously gotten to what it is today.
And I would have to think that was probably the hardest part.
Definitely.
You have to earn the trust of those coaches because, they're teaching their quarterbacks one thing and then they go and learn something. Not that they're necessarily wide apart, but it may be different.
Definitely. There's multiple different offenses in high school football. You get the power T, you got the wing T, and a lot of those guys don't throw very much, but they have a goal to play college football. So in order to do that, they have to learn the foundations of throwing mechanics, which we believe is transferable to any offense that you run, whether that's wing T, air raid, spread, RPO, whatever that is. So having that foundation will translate to any offense with drop mechanics, with biomechanics, sequencing, all the foundation base layer with that will really translate to any offense that you hop in.
So how many quarterbacks do you have currently right now that you guys are working with?
Consistent. Well, this summer we've worked with over 200, and
is that just Minnesota? That's not just Minnesota, or is it?
That's, yeah. I mean, we do a good job at kind of spreading out. So I go to Ricori and Byron High School once a week.
Yeah.
Kind of work with Central Minnesota athletes and then Southeast Minnesota athletes, just because, there's a lot of opportunities for kids in the Metro. There are other opportunities in the Metro to do training outside of your practices. So I think getting out to other areas of the state where there's not those opportunities and there's great athletes it's been awesome to kind of give those smaller school kids a chance to do the same stuff.
So do you mostly get quarterbacks that say, hey, I think I'm pretty good at this, but I need to work on this. Correct. I need to get better at this. Can you help me get better at that? Is that that kind of how things work?
Yeah, we have a 5-pillar curriculum system that we kind of, if a new athlete comes to us, a new quarterback comes to us, say from random school up by St. Cloud, we have a system that they go through that we assess them, which is our first pillar is biomechanics, sequencing, and arm path assessment. So that's like the foundation. Our goal as a quarterback to be, this translates to every offense, consistent, efficient, accurate. For those 3 things, you'll be a good quarterback in whatever system you play in. So to develop that, it's the biomechanics. And then from there, we try to get to base and alignment, which is just getting our body in a good position, a controlled position, which once again translates to every offense. And then third phase would be drop mechanics, which is particular to each offense. You know, a lot of teams are under center in Minnesota, some are gun, depends. So that would be specific to that QB. And then from there, we build on like game movements, pocket movements, different situations within the pocket. And then the last phase would be off-platform throws, kind of how to evade, when to evade, and when not to evade. So
this is more about improving your mechanics as a passing quarterback, if I read this right. How about the mental side of reading defenses and check down and all those kind of things? Does that come with this too?
Definitely. We pride ourselves on quarterback is, I think it's 80-20 position. A lot of these quarterbacks in Minnesota, I believe, are very talented. They don't always get to show it due to the offenses. Different, weather. Obviously, if we're not in Arizona, it's not 80 degrees every game. So there's a lot of factors. So it's 80-20. Are you a great leader? Do guys rally around you? We try to do a lot of programs where we push you outside of your comfort zone. We want you to be really uncomfortable. Like if you come to 612 quarterbacks in the offseason, you're not going to be in a comfortable position because a quarterback is never in a comfortable position. Right. So how can you get into that year round outside of a game? It's really hard to do as a QB, but trying to find different group sessions with other athletes that are the same age as you, other athletes you compete against, is kind of a way to put yourself in a game-like situation, which challenges you mentally, pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and puts you in an adverse situation. We run year-round programs with actually college staffs that they hop on Zooms and then they facilitate QB schools, we call them. So right now, Coach Bob Davies, he's offensive coordinator at Gustavus Adolphus College. He's facilitating a 7-week Zoom program with a bunch of quarterbacks that it's more generic. It's not going to be specific to their offense, obviously, but it's just like basic shells and like how to recognize a coverage pre-snap, post-snap, and different things that change week to week in your offense, but things that generally, if you have a good understanding of, it'll be easier in the fall. So
what's the age range of your quarterbacks? Because what you're talking about is mostly high school kids, but I'm sure a mom and dad see their son as a quarterback and he's in 7th grade. How young do you go?
My biggest thing with quarterbacks is people ask, what do you assess first? I assess their mental capacity. I assess when we're doing our initial assessment with biomechanics, it doesn't matter if they're a high school quarterback or a 5th grade quarterback. Are they interested, or is their parent interested? Yeah. Are they forced to be here? Are they asking questions?
That is the key,
for sure. Not? Cause you gotta, QB, you gotta want to do it. You can't be pushed to do it. You have to have that intrinsic motivation. Right. So, we do go low as right now our youngest kid is 4th grade. So we have a youth camp. It's 4th, 5th grade, and then 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And that's in Savage every week on Mondays. Okay. But really it's just being able to obtain and apply the information. If I tell a parent, I feel like your son isn't able to apply the basics at this age yet, maybe wait a year. Cause we're not in this it's not a money grab. If you're coming to us, it's for peer development. I'm not looking to get rich. I'm looking to help kids. It's my passion. I feel like I found a great purpose within it, and I want to continue doing it for the right reasons. And making sure that the quarterbacks aren't just coming to us to, check a box for their daily workout or whatever it may be. Right. Like I really want it to be for a purpose, and they leave feeling like they've accomplished something and they have stuff to take home throughout the weeks that they can do before the next time we're together.
And then during the football season, can people still do little workout? it gets busy, right?
Yeah.
But how does that work?
Yeah. Once again, my dad's a longtime high school football coach. And I was a high school football coach. So that's first, right? So if you're a guy who's a starting QB at Prior Lake, like you're not working with me during the season. That makes no sense. Focus on your season. Yep. But guys who, let's say, are JV, who want to, they're in a competition, or, maybe they're a freshman quarterback who's in an offense that doesn't throw very much and they would like to throw more. We do stuff on Sunday afternoons in Edina, at their game field. They're small-sided, it's more refinement, it's a slow down biomechanic focuses.
Yep.
But then youth quarterbacks who practice once or twice a week, they're looking to throw all the time. So we do stuff during the week with them when they don't have practice.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this. And again, I think you'll get a great response because there's a lot of people that are interested in seeing their young guys get better at playing the quarterback position.
Definitely.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by 612 Quarterbacks, Minnesota's premier quarterback development program. At 612Qs, they're committed to creating a high-quality quarterback development program, both affordable and accessible. Their training goes beyond the basics, not only focusing on proper throwing mechanics and footwork, but also building strong football IQ, leadership, and resilience. Their mission is to educate, inspire, and challenge athletes to raise their standards on the field and in life. Through training and mentorship, they're building more than quarterbacks. They're building a community rooted in growth, accountability, and shared success. Learn more today at 612quarterbacks.com. These days, you can get a checking account, a credit card, or a mortgage just about anywhere. But what you can't always find is the personal touch of a neighborhood credit union like True Stone Financial. I've known the folks at True Stone for many years. They put people first. They take time with you, they get to know you, and they use their expertise to connect with the services that help achieve your financial well-being. True Stone is a not-for-profit financial institution owned by the very people they serve, and they're in your neighborhood. Visit truestone.org and get to know them. They can't wait to meet you. True Stone is an equal housing opportunity lender. Before I go, I want to say goodbye to a friend and one of Minnesota's best ever football coaches, George Stoll of Stillwater. George and his lovely wife, Karen, both passed away recently, and a funeral for both, fittingly, was held at Stillwater High School last Saturday. I was honored to attend. George was old school as you could get, but a big heart, a 4-time state football champion, but an even bigger personality, a very funny man, truly one of the best banquet speakers I've ever heard. He was my friend, and my heart is sad. Rest in peace to the Tholes. Football fans of Minnesota miss and appreciate you. Our Talk North games of the week on Friday, September 19th, a 6 o'clock game between Chanhassen and St. Thomas Academy, 2 unbeaten teams in Class 5A. And in Greater Minnesota, Piers takes on Albany Friday night, both teams undefeated after 3 weeks in Class 3A. The Shaver Prep Football Podcast drops every Monday, and you can catch us on YouTube and where podcasts can be found. My thanks to my producer, Alex Haugen, and the great folks at Talk North. Thanks for watching this week and listening, and we'll see you next week.